Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Summer Yeagley and this is Yoga with Summer. Today's yoga practice is going to be a really nice flow that I'm calling Create Your Space. So this practice comes from a place that I've really been working on in my own practice of just constantly checking in with my state, seeing how I'm feeling, where am I holding on to tension, where do I feel open, what am I feeling emotionally, energetically, physically, and what are ways that I can use movement and breath to come back to my center, to come back to trust, to come back to calm. And so I'm super excited to share this class, especially because I'm coming back to my channel after a really short, but also kind of felt long break because I am pregnant. I am currently 22 weeks pregnant. So this class is prenatal friendly, as will all the classes in the future coming up. So please remember to like, subscribe if you are also on your pregnancy journey or if this type of class resonates with you. We're going to begin seated on our mats, and I'm going to use a pillow here, just enough to elevate my hips right above my knees so that I can find a nice cross-legged seated meditation posture. Take a moment to find that position. Pause the video if you need. Blanket, pillow, block, any support that feels good to you. The hands resting on the knees, palms face down in this gesture of grounding. We find length through the spine, heart over hips, head over heart, chin in line with the floor. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose as you grow a little taller. Open mouth exhale as you sigh it out. A couple more times, using this breath to kind of signal to the body that practice has begun. Right? This place of drawing inward, of noticing, being present. Let's breathe in again. And let it go. Your deepest breath yet today, fill all the way up. Filling, filling, filling. And out. Letting something go. Letting stagnant energy flow. Continue to follow the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And the breath be a little bit deeper than usual as you feel your heart lift and open and then soften. And right here, as we continue just to deepen the breath and soften the mind, we do a little check-in. How do we show up on our mat today? Right? There's no right or wrong answer, no right or wrong way to feel, but just a really honest check-in. So first, checking in emotionally. How'd you wake up feeling emotionally? Oftentimes, I always have some lingering emotion from whatever dream I had the night before. So maybe you're feeling a little weird. Maybe you're feeling a little anxious today or a little worried. Maybe you feel really excited about what's to come today. Just notice how you feel. Taking honest stock, we then move to how we feel physically. How does it feel to feel physically in your body? Do you feel any maybe tightness or tension? Or do you feel pretty good? Is there anywhere you're holding on to tension? The jaw, the space around the eyes. Can you soften? And then energetically, or rather mentally and energetically, right? How do you feel? Is there anything that maybe you've been carrying around that's been a little hard lately? Or do you feel like you're in one of those places in life where things are just going pretty good, right? Like all things, right? There's always that ebb and flow, especially in this human life, right? We have our highs, we have our lows, and we just take note right now about where we're at on that spectrum, on that journey. Let's take a breath in and out, letting all that go. With our next exhale, let's bring chin to chest. Beautiful job stretching the back of the neck. We roll left ear, left shoulder. And then we roll right ear, right shoulder coming through the chin to chest. Let's do one more time each side. Over to the left, reaching shoulder towards ear, long neck, and then over to the right. Maintaining tall spine. From here, chin to chest. Let's inhale, lift the head, and we're going to bring the fingertips out to the sides, and then inhale, fingertips alongside the ears. Open up wide with the in-breath. Feel that nice stretch to the upper back. And then let's exhale, chin to chest. Deep breath in. Exhale again, same kind of rounding movement as we rotate ear to shoulder, but this time the shoulders begin to stack, lifting the arms out wide. Nice job. Exhale, go right over to the other side, to the right. So we're kind of finding a side bend here while also opening our upper back. Back to the left, and then back to the right. Starting to work on our posture. Nice job. Come through center. Deep breath in to reach fingertips high. And then exhale, rotate the wrists all the way down and out back to the mat. Planting fingertips, we're going to scoot the seat off to the side if you had a pillow or a blanket and come to kneeling. In our kneeling position, we find hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and begin to find some deep circles. Keep those toes tucked under as we explore through the hips. You might even widen your stance with your knees a bit more to make room for that growing belly if you have one. One more this direction. Make it slow and juicy as you just explore. And then the other way. Notice the quality of your breath here. Can you breathe in just a little deeper? Maybe exhale out just a little slower. One more this way. Nice. From here, inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. You might step those knees in closer if you wish. Exhale, round and curl. Press the ground away as you arch the spine up towards the sky. If you want to maintain that stretch through the toes, you can, or tops of the feet can press down. Inhale, drop the belly. Pull the heart through. Gentle, gentle here, not overstretching the front body. And then exhale, press the earth away. Get into that upper back. 2 more times, move with your breath. I always love to close my eyes, allowing my senses to drop inward as I flow back and forth. Last one. And out. So we're all meeting in this cat shape with a rainbow arch through the spine. Inhale. And then exhale, sink the hips back through child's pose. Walking hips forward. We make a lot of room for that belly, knees wide. And then come on down to forearms. Maybe all the way down to the forehead. If the forehead does not reach the ground, you can always use that blanket, that pillow. Excuse me. And gently rest the head back down to the earth. From here, we notice all contact points of our body on the ground. We feel the heaviness of our body pressing into the earth. We feel our low back expanding and opening. And we take some nice open mouth exhales here, some cleansing breaths. When we take a cleansing breath, we literally tell the body, relax, it's okay. It's almost like this breath of relief, of release. Inhale, breathe into the back body, open up. Exhale, use the hands to press the heels and the hips closer together, long spine. Beautiful. Inhale, we rise back through tabletop. Let's walk the hands one hand length out in front of you, tuck toes under, lift hips high, downward facing dog. The gaze reaches towards the toes, and we have an option to step the feet maybe as wider than the mat. Think about making room for belly. And then pedal out the feet, creating space along backs of the legs. Sending one heel and then the other down to the mat. You can think about tilting the pelvis forward and down as you send the tailbone high, reaching long through all the fingers and the arms. 2 deep breaths here. One more breath in and out. Inhale, the gaze looks towards the hands. Exhale, take a few steps up to meet the hands in forward fold. So we're gonna bring the feet a little wider than hip width distance apart. Opposite hand, opposite elbow. Exhale, ragdoll. Chin reaches down to the chest. The head is heavy. We just let ourselves kind of go to gravity here. You can think about having a little bend in the knees. That can be nice. If you have supports like blocks or pillows, it might feel better depending on the size of the belly to maybe lift up and out of the pose a bit. Think long spine as you grow taller, the distance between each vertebra getting longer. You might even think about shifting your weight from heel to toe, creating space along the backs of the legs. Releasing fingertips down, let's inhale, halfway lift, run the fingertips up the legs, flat back. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. From here, we're gonna take one big step back with the left foot, finding low lunge. So we think about coming down to that back knee. You can scoot the back knee back as little or as much as you need. And then let's bring hands to heart center. With the palms together, think about pressing down out of the left knee, introducing a nice stretch through left hip flexor. Breathe in. Breathe out, you might slowly begin to sink into the pose, tracing this front knee right over the ankle. We can stay here if you feel unsteady. Maybe hands are on the leg, maybe back toes are tucked under for extra support. If you'd like to take this a little further, let's reach fingertips up to the sky. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale. Exhale, hands come framing that front foot, and we're just gonna glide the hips back, peeling the toes up towards the sky. From here, using this as a transition, turn the toes to the right, and we heel toe right foot to right side of the mat, stepping into lizard lunge. Find a little sway side to side as you open up those hips. If you feel comfortable and like you have the space for it, maybe you come down to the knees or to a pillow. But right now, just kind of be easy with yourself. I love these little micro movements, kind of easing in and into intensity and then out, backing in and off. And in a pose like this, we can start to scan the body, noticing areas where we feel really open, noticing your areas that we will be holding on to tension. So the tendency here is that, right, if this is a little bit maybe tight or intense to be here, we furrow our brow, we hold tension in our face and our jaw. So we can be thinking about softening the face, softening the breath. couple more moments here. From here, let's heel toe that front foot to the center of the mat. Tuck back toes under, straighten through the legs, and then we're just gonna pop off the back foot, coming into a standing split, floating that left foot back behind you. So if the floor feels really far away, if you have blocks, you can use those under the hands to bring them closer. Otherwise, it can be nice just to come up onto the fingertips, plugging the fingertips into the earth. If you feel steady and like you wanna challenge yourself a bit, maybe one hand comes to the ankle. If you want to play around just a bit more, micro bend through that leg, and then maybe the other hand comes through the foot. Just a little playfulness here to challenge your balance. One more moment here, and then we tap left foot alongside the right. Inhale, rise. And then exhale into Malasana Yogi Squat, toes out, heels in. Get down nice and low. This is another place that can be great for support under the bottom if the hips feel too tight. So the elbows come into the insides of the knees, hands pull through the heart, and the knees kind of open up out to the left and the right. Maybe even lift the gaze to where the ceiling meets the wall and close the eyes down. About sending the breath to all those tight spaces in the hips. As we take a couple moments here, can you begin to check in with your state of mind? Notice where your attention is, and can you redirect it to the breath, to the body? Can you bring ease into your body with that exhale, softness? Knowing that it's safe and it's okay to relax. Nice job. Release the hands, send hips high. Heel toe feet in just a touch there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. One big step back with right foot, low lunge. Back knee down. We can always keep those back toes tucked under. We can bring the hands to the front knee for support. Or hands through heart center. Think tall spine as you knit low ribs together. Engaging through that low belly. We think about drawing baby up and in. And then with an exhale, we like to sink the hips just a touch forward. Maybe fingertips reaching up to the sky. If you feel unsteady, keeping the hands at heart or on the leg is a beautiful option here. Take a moment to check in with your breath. Long, slow breath in. Long, slow breath out. One more inhale here. Exhale, hands come down. Glide those hips back. And then heel toe left foot to the left, finding lizard lunge. Starting to settle in, we rock side to side, rolling out onto the knife edge of the foot, and then back onto the sole of the foot. Notice how it feels to be in your body. Can you bring in more openness, more ease? Noticing the quality of your breath. Can you let the exhale have this quality of slowing down, melting into the pose. Two more breaths here. And then we heel toe left foot through center, tucking back toes under. You can slowly step that back foot in until you pop it up off of the mat for half split. Always using blocks if you need, or any other support. And then if you want to challenge balance, maybe reach one hand into the ankle, maybe reach the other. Welcoming all of that little wobbling that we have. And it's okay if we fall out. We can always try again. One more breath in and out. We meet in forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Let's plant the hands and step back through plank. So hands planted down, feet back. And then from here, we're coming into bear pose. So we slowly draw the knees down to the earth. I know this is so tricky. We're just here for a moment. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Press the ground away. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweet release. From here, we're coming into melting heart pose or puppy pose. So forearms come down to the earth. Hips stay high. And then we think about reaching the heart on an out breath. Down, down, down. Forehead maybe finds the floor. Pelvis high to the sky. Or tailbone high to the sky, rather, as the pelvis tilts forward. I find that widening the stance of the knees can be really helpful if you feel like you have a bigger belly. And you can also explore different movements with the arms. Maybe straight arms feels better for you. Maybe tenting up the wrists feels best. Getting a really nice openness through the chest. Any variations that you find that suit your body right here. Just find a bit of ease as you breathe deeply. You might even just be following the breath here. Gently in and gently out. One more breath in and exhale. We'll gently walk the hands back into the body. Switch the legs, front. And let's exhale as we come all the way down to the belly, or to the back, excuse me. Let's bring the knees wide and just knock those knees together. Taking a moment here, one hand to belly, one hand to heart. If it feels uncomfortable for you at the stage of your pregnancy to lie on your back, you can always come down to a side lying Shavasana, cradling the head with the hands, and then maybe wrapping one hand around baby. And as we lay here, we just come back to that place of deep rest and relaxation. Give ourselves a few moments just to completely let ourselves be in stillness and in breath. You might even feel yourself connecting to your baby. Sending fresh oxygen down to the belly. Planting hands to the earth, we gently press ourselves up. And let's find a kneeling position facing the front. The palms rest, palms face up in the lap. And we just take a moment just to scan the body. As humans, when we start to check in with our emotional bodies, and we start to tap into practices that cultivate inner peace and tranquility, right, we shift our energy and start to embody a new way of being. And whether you're pregnant or not, but I'm finding, especially as I'm pregnant, I'm really finding myself wanting to embody energy that feels relaxing and calm so that I can create that energy and that space for my growing baby. So I can create that space and that energy and tap into that right as we go into getting ready to give birth. When I think about how I think about happiness or I think about ease, right, there's always this idea that we need to get to a certain place before we can have these feelings, right? I need to do X, Y, Z, or this needs to be that way, and then I'll finally be happy. I'll finally feel calm. But instead of waiting for everything in life to fall into that perfect place, right, we finally feel that way, what if we just created that feeling right now? What if we shifted our state to the way that we want to feel daily? And that's what I think it's all about here, right? Creating these practices that protect our state, that protect our energy, that align with the version of ourselves that feels good to be. Inhabiting our body in a way that feels right to us, that feels open, free, not contracted, tight, anxious, worried. Let's bring hands to heart center. I'm just holding on to this feeling within you just for a couple more breaths. We find gratitude for these beautiful lives that we live, this beautiful life growing inside of us. Thumbs to third eye, from my heart to yours. Namaste. Thank you so much for taking your precious time to practice with me. I hope you're feeling that your state has shifted, maybe feeling a little bit different energetically, emotionally, physically. If you do, please tell me in the comments. I love to hear from you all. And if you're also joining me on this pregnancy journey, please like, subscribe, follow me for more content, as I'm going to be continuing to post videos, yoga, but then also including like some weightlifting and maybe some more vigorous prenatal workouts. So if that sounds good to you, please follow along. Have a beautiful day.